That's what she does. She helps herself in right in the middle of the video. Because my door doesn't work, does it? My door doesn't lock. Where'd you go? There. Hi. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Tell everybody hi. Because you're handsome and you're pretty. Good morning, guys. I got a mess sitting here because I have something else I'm working on. I can't tell you about it. It's secret. Shh. But I do need to film a video for next week, and it's Friday. So I need a volunteer to clean up this mess. I know that Phoebe won't because it's got green on it. Anybody else? Oh, I have a question before we get started. You know those paints that we used to make all those papers? I still have paint in there. Do y'all want more paper making? Do you want to see more of that? Are you tired of that kind of video? Do you want another one? I need to use up that paint, so I wouldn't mind using it and making some more paper. And then maybe we could make a project with the paper, I don't know, a few videos from now? I don't know. You tell me. Okay, I'm going to clean up my mess. Think about what I want to do today. Oh, you know what we should do? We should play in those books. There's books over there. There's 3 little books. Maybe I should do something in there. Kind of like this. Using up scraps. That way I can use what's on my table and clean up at the same time. Oh, we are so smart. All right, let's get started. Good morning. You're at the art table now. I told you in the little clip before I started this video on this camera what we're going to do today. I made this little short video using up scraps, and it was so much fun, and it went pretty quick. And I think I kind of wish I hadn't added the black splotches, though. I'm going to be honest about that. But anyway, I think that's what I want to do, like I said, to clean up my mess, use up scraps, because I've got to get my art studio kind of cleaned up because I need to take some photos. And I got to get rid of the hair in my chair, and I got to get rid of the junk on the floor where things fall and I haven't cleaned up. I just haven't cleaned my studio in a while, so it needs a good cleaning. But anyway, right now we can't clean. We need to have fun. Let's get started on our pages. I'm going to start with this book first. And I'm going to get some scraps together. And then when this book is done, I'll do a little flip through to show you all the pages. I think most of them you've seen. Some of them you might not have seen. I don't know. But I think this is no, we got 2 more tags to do, and then our front and back cover. You know, I kind of want to do the covers. No. Stick to the plan, Laurie. Stick to the plan. Okay, I've got my first 3 little pieces pulled out that I'm going to put on here. I'm going to work this way, but I'm going to try to create the page this way. Also, I wanted to tell you, I pulled out in my scraps, there's all these little painty papers, and you've seen a lot of these. They're part of my drop paper that's underneath me when I work, like this right here that I'm working on now needs to be changed. I'm using those. This is part of what I do with these. I rip off pieces and I use pieces of that kind of thing. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to use my glue book where I like to spread my glue around. Put it up here. Let's just go ahead and get these little pieces glued down. And I'll worry about trimming up later. I'm not going to take out the ribbon. I want to work around that. I want this piece right there. I think I want that right there. Actually, I want this piece on top of this piece right here. There. Then I want this on here like that. And let's glue that down right there. And we'll pull this around there like that. Ta-da! Okay, I'll trim that up in a minute. Then I it fell, there it is. I have this little piece here that I want right there. Okay, right there. And then we'll tear that off. Okay. And then I will trim my tag. This little piece that I just trimmed off, I am going to glue back on, but on the other side. I want a few strips on here. This one looks good. So we'll put that on there. think about it too much. Just do. Just go with it. Go with your gut. Okay, I've got this piece that I want to add on here. I think I want this to be kind of rounded like this. So it may not go on right away. I may wait a little bit longer. I like it there. So I'm not going to glue that down yet because I want to make sure that I've got everything on that I want on. This is a little sticker. I might go ahead and stick this down just for the fun of it. Let's go right there. Whoop, there. Now I need a little bit of something over here. How about, I want something big. I want to curve it like this. And then I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to curve this way. Put it right there. I had to move my book because it was in the way, so we're just going to use our table. And then I want something in here. I found this little strip. It's also got double-sided tape on it, and I'm going to use that. I'm just going to put it across the book like that. And I'll take this one and do this one the same way, except the opposite direction. Kind of like this. I'm glad I didn't glue that down because I want to hide part of that. And then this little piece will go like that. I think I want one more something in here and then we'll glue this one down. I'm going to use this piece and follow my little swirly lines of the stencil that I used. I think I want that right there. Some things might disappear, but hopefully there's enough of everything on here that you can still see. And now we'll glue this down. That you can still see little bits of everything. By the time I'm done, you probably won't see it, but it's okay. It's still there. You still used your scrap. Okay, now let's turn it this way. Now I'm going to take some paint. I want my pink. I love this neon pink. I'm just going to scrape it on here, different areas, with my finger. I'm going to try to get it in the areas where there's no paper, so that the tag doesn't look unfinished anywhere. It looks on purpose. Then I've got some blue. A dash of this green here and here. Okay, good enough. I'm going to dry this with my heat tool. All right, now I want to use my Stabilo All pencil. This is black, and I'm just going to draw some circles. Then I'm going to take a wet paintbrush and activate the pencil. I'm going to let it run a little bit. There we go. Ooh, I just love that. Okay, I'm going to dry this. Okay, here's the little pieces I've decided to make my cluster out of. I have a circle. I have this little take heart that didn't work out so well, so I just cut off the white edges. I'll put that there. I've got this little piece of ink paper. Put that there. This weird, whatever that is, I don't know, shape of something there. And then I had some papers over here, little flowers. I just cut out one of the flowers. And that's going in the center. And then I'm going to take my little, there it is, tiny attacher, and I'm going to staple them all together. I'm going to take my black and my white Posca pen. Just do a little doodling around the flower. Don't think about it too much. Just doodle around the shape that you see. Okay. Then I think I want to glue this right in the center. Except that this isn't dry and it needs a little white on there to kind of tone it down. Just a shade, just a little bit. But I need to dry this a little bit more. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, let's put some dots on here. And first I'm going to write. Y'all know what I did while I was off camera? I didn't dry this. It dried on its own. I set an alarm to remind my husband to fix my squeaky chair. That was a productive second of my life. Because if I get that chair fixed, it sure will make my editing videos a lot better, because some of the videos I have to edit, I have such a sound in them I have to try to get out. I can't get it all out, but oh my goodness. I like my chair. I like my squeaky chair. It doesn't bother me, but it does probably make it difficult in the video. So anyway, all right, let's just write. Little hearts there. Okay, and I'll put a few dots. Okay. Very good. Now we can put this there. Oops. Maybe we need something on the back of that. Maybe that was a sign to put something else on there to break up the color. Good idea. A little table working on your own, doing things here. Just picked it up by accident, so we're going to do that. All right, then I'm just going to glue this down. There we go. Okay, that little page is done. Is that not the most adorable little cute little thing? All right, let's do another one. Okay, we're going to work on this little book now. Let's find some scraps for this page. We'll start with this piece that was sitting over there, minding its own business. Aw, little bunny head. Aw, we need to save the little bunny head. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do this one. Just grab what's in front of you if you want to keep it really simple instead of choosing. I like to choose sometimes, but sometimes I will grab what's in front of me. This one. Going it that way. There we go. All right, now I want some strips. I love adding strips. I don't know why, but it's fun. Maybe we'll continue going this way, since that bottom piece kind of got added on as a strip. Okay. Huh? Okay, and one more. Okay, now something funky on the sides. How about, I might have to look at, ooh, I got these big flowers. Love those. Maybe one of these little pieces. See what this looks like. Maybe less of it. Yeah, we'll do less of it. Okay. I'll trim that off in a second. And let's do something over here. Maybe this little section right here. Try not to think too much, so I'm going a little quick because I'm trying to keep myself from paying too close attention. All right, I'm going to trim this just so that I know what's what. We're all trimmed up. And I forgot to say hello to everybody at the beginning of the video. I mean, I forgot to say welcome new people. There's been a lot of new people lately. I'm so happy to have you all here. Let's try this again. I like this method here. My neighbor's mowing. It sounds like he's right in my house, but he's not that close really. And I don't know what my husband's doing, but he's making a bunch of banging. I bet he's making coffee. Oh, that looks good right there. We'll do that. Okay. Now, it's time for some paint, I think. No, I want another something. I know what I want, if I could find it. I saw a little strip of tape. No, this doesn't have tape on it, but I'm going to use this because I like it. Ooh, I like that right there. How about I stick it right up there? I like that. And there's a little piece down here. And I'll add that right there. This is fun. I hope you guys are encouraged and inspired to use your scraps. I mean, the tiniest little pieces can be used. And I know it gets a little ridiculous to save every little thing, but every little thing can be used. Can I get this up? Because I want to stick it under. This under. And then this over. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, now we need some paint. How about some pink again, because we love it. And then I think I might grab the orange. Do I have an orange metallic? That would be cool. This little system, oh, see, first try. This little system where I put the tabs on the top, there's a short video about that, has made my life so much easier. One thing this little method did was I used to store things on top of these tubes, like a book or papers or whatever. When I was working, I'd stick them over there. Because these tabs stick up like this, it keeps me from doing that now, which takes away a little space from me, but it always was in my way anyway. It really was never a good thing to be doing in the first place, so 2 problems solved at once. Mixing the pink and the orange together is very pretty. Then let's do one more color, yellow metallic. There we go. Okay. I think I'm gonna bring a little pink back though. There. I like the pink the best. So pretty. Okay, that's dry enough. I'm going to take the black Stabilo. I think I'm going to do like a funky flower right in the center, big one, and then we'll put our cluster in the center. So you won't see the whole flower, but we have fun making it when we made it, right? And I'm just going to let my Stabilo do most of the work without me really putting any effort into it. There we go. Oop. All right. Now, let's get our wet paintbrush. And let's do the activation part, which is so cool. Love this pencil. I love this grungy look. Let's see if we can get it to run a little bit. It's wanting to follow the petals. Maybe we'll... Ooh, yeah. Look at that. It's really smearing it around there. That's pretty, I love that. I have pulled a few little scraps together. I really like this. I'm just gonna stick it down with a little bit of glue. I'm gonna put a staple in the middle of it still, but I wanted to see what it was gonna look like. This is a double-sided tape piece of paper. It's just a leftover scrap, but I kept it. And I'll stick it right in the center. The white, we want the white on there. Let's do a little bit of the white dots and let's do some scribbling. Let's outline this flower the way we would normally do that. Do I want to do it in black too? Yeah, let's do black too. You won't see all of it. And then let's do this white one. I know, we just went right over our flower, but it made me happier. We're gonna go with that. Let's just staple it just so it's secure. And maybe I'll put a little circle in the center of that staple. I have a bunch of little circles, but I just grabbed the first one that I came to. There. That's adorable. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do to this one. So we have 2 scrap clusters done. We've used up a lot of scraps and still have a huge mess. Right, right, perfect. That's the way it goes. All right, I think I have time. I'll do one more and I'll do it in this little book here. Okay, I want a little strip of this paper on here. Love this paper. I don't remember how I made it, but I love it. I should have scanned it, but I don't have a scanner that I'm happy with right now, so I'm not scanning and keeping any of these prints. And eventually I will be, though. Okay, then I want this little strip on here. This is one of those that has the tape on it. I love the ones with the tape on it. It makes it so much easier because this is really strong double-sided tape. Okay, let's stick it right there. And now, this paper is super ugly. It's one of the ugliest painty papers I have. It's not a paper I made. It's a paper I used to clean off as I was making. And I just don't love it. But I think parts of it could be really cute. So I'm going to try to use this little section right here. Before I do that, I want to put something here. I'll just glue that there. Why not? I think I want that down here. Now, how do I want to use this? I was thinking of using one of these big flowers on here. Maybe strips. Let's go with that. Okay, now we need some paint on here. So let's do some of this green. Trying to put some on the edges too, just so everything has a chance of something poking through. Let's do this metallic crimson red. Okay, we're gonna have to do pink because I just can't resist. Makes it more interesting, that's for sure. I don't know if I want to put black Stabilo on this one, so we're just gonna do it because I don't know. Sometimes you can't go back and fix something, but you can keep going and make it better. Let's do the water on the paintbrush. You're not gonna see a lot of this anyway once I cover with the flower. So let's see. I think we're gonna do a little more. I'm not sure about Stabilo. Now we're gonna do a little more. Isn't that the way it goes? Just a little one up here and maybe a little one down here. Okay, I decided before I put my flower and my cluster down, I want some white back here. I'm just gonna use white paint. I've got some metallic white. How would that look? I may not like it, I don't know. I'm gonna wipe a little bit off so it's not as dark. Now, how do I feel? Better, that's better. Okay, that's almost dry. I'm gonna take my flower. I think this is the one I wanna use. And I've got a little cluster of scraps here. And we're just gonna put them down on the flower. This is the double-sided tape paper again. So I'll put an X in here. And then I have a circle. Then I have a partial circle looking thing. And this was a partial piece of tape. I'm telling you, you can use anything you find on your table. Right there. See, now you got a full circle. Okay, we need one more little piece, I think, for the center, and then we'll be done with that. So I'm looking in here, I see this right away. Maybe we'll use that. It's got some pencil lines on it. It's not quite the right color though. I'm just gonna use a piece of this. See how that looks. Oh, that looks good. Okay. There. Okay. So I'm gonna staple it just for fun, just because we did the other ones. We don't really need it stapled. I kind of wish I hadn't put that white on there now, but I did. Could turn it pink. Let's turn it pink. I'm never gonna get this cluster on. You know, this is like, there's my alarm to fix my chair. Determined to get that squeaky chair fixed. I might go over this with a little orange. I don't know, we'll see. See what that looks like. Let's try it. What the heck? I don't know until I dry it, so let's dry it. Okay, I decided I do like it. I'm gonna go around it with the Stabilo all and do the little watery black mark again to make them stand out more. I don't know how y'all are, but when I'm shopping, if I'm shopping for like, I don't know, sweet potatoes, the first 4 I pick up, or 5, 3, however many, fine. But it's that last one, I can't find the right one. So this is how this is. The first 2 went smooth. This one, a little rocky, but it's getting there. All right, I'm gonna dry this. Okay, it's time to glue our flower down. So now I want to go around with my Posca pen. Let's do a little doodling here. I decided I wanted something here. I had this little piece here. I like it, but it just, I don't know, just wasn't the best piece. And these were stamped out. I thought about those, but then I had this word, because, and I just wrote it on tissue paper, and I just cut off the B, and I think I want to put that right there. And it can mean anything. I'm going to use Collage Podge to put it down. The black pencil is coming through a little bit, but that's okay. I don't mind it. And then I'm going to clean up my space a little bit, then I'll bring the books back in and show you all the books together. Okay, so I've cleaned up some of my mess, but the rest of this mess I need for the other project I'm working on. This has had its day. I love this area, so we're going to keep this. I will add some more to this later on, but right now we're going to remove this paper and use it for another time. Okay, so here's what we did today. Our tag book, and then our square manila book, and then our regular little, it's just a sketchbook. That's all it is. Well, I think you can see everything. Okay, or maybe I could do it this way. There. There, now you can see them all. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. This was a lot of fun, just to use up your scraps and create more. You're never gonna run out of scraps, but it's fun to use them, and there's no fear in what you do because you can just keep layering scraps, layering paint, whatever you want to do. But I just think it's fun to make these little scrap clusters. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you are inspired to use your scraps. I will see you in the next video, and I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.